we're going to go over just a little bit of housekeeping from last session. Kathleen, you looked over your dawn questions. You fulfilled what you think you've gotten for anything. Did you take an advancement?
I did. I unchecked the items in my personal quarters because they
Perfect.
were pretty much all
Okay,
used.
got it. All right. Cool. So now you've regained them all back. And since you do have the move with the gun, you can always
Hmm.
use that if you need to. Fastest gun in the West, you can always use that without penalty. So yeah, just have to say how you're using it. And yeah, so some people had rolled poorly last time, so we're just going to address their um, conditions that they had received. Isaac, because of being enchanted by Beaumont in the during the masquerade, gets the condition infatuated um, for a condition, and then Mordecai, at the very tag end of last episode, you are actually confiding in Nora, which your entities did not like, and so therefore, what was the condition that we ended up swapping out?
It's remember you're not human.
Right. So, yeah, your entities were not happy that you decided to try and have feelings and like try to show that you were going to delve into emotion.
They did not like that I was connecting with another
No,
person.
they didn't. They really
They
didn't.
didn't. They thought I was theirs, and because if I can, then I could leave them behind. I think they're more scared of that than that they're really angry. They're just like, oh my god, no! If this anchor point of ours gets go of us, what happens? Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, and that's why Mordecai is not mad at them or anything. More like trying to soothe them.
Yeah. And Ellie, fortunately for your bravery in miraculously saving Lansing, you do get a condition, even though you successfully did help him. So you get the condition rib shot because you did get shot by your former lover, uh,
Hmm.
Nate Strickland. Oh boy, yeah, who's currently been hauled off to a jail of sorts for special circumstances, as we have found out. So yeah,
I hope
I
it's sturdy.
yeah yeah. So I think because it's like in the dawn and such like that. I think maybe it's like maybe his particular condition is calming down and he's just angry as hell. Yeah, Lansing has accompanied Inspector Short and his constables, and yeah, is helping out with that particular business.
I'm hoping that this dusk phase will be able to answer Spider Silk Seamstress. Uh,
I
but
would hope so, but I
I
Yeah,
mean, we've
mean,
got
we really should. We
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 were.
cannot.
ha we're at a +2 on the most complex if we take the most complex
Yeah.
option.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And we can only ask one question per dossifice, right?
That is what the rules say. Answer
Okay.
a question, and I think mechanically there's a good reason why, because you only get credit for answering a question for your dawn questions. So I mean, like if you solve more than one, it kind of poofs you out of like some XP. But if you want to solve more than one, I don't personally have any objection. You want to solve stuff. I mean, the other group, like for instance, has an explorer, so they conceivably could have two night phases. So they want to get more stuff done. They could, but eh, yeah, they get pooched out of like one XP because of the answering more than one question if they wanted to do so, right? So yeah, it just depends on how much you want to try and achieve. Achieve more or XP, like get credit. So depends on what you think.
yeah.
And also too, like, do you have a working theory, right? So like when you get to dusk phase and you start to answering questions, it's like, does it make sense? Does it sound like something that will resolve the threat, sensibly? So that is up to you. For the complexity 8, for instance, for the spider silk seamstress, you resolve the threat at a complexity 8 by striking a bargain with the creature in accordance with ancient Fey customs. And then you would determine what Madame Beaumont truly wants, either picking from the list or coming up with what you think she wants her, yourselves, from the clues determined. And you keep that agreement. So long as the agreement is kept, Hargreave House will have access to a custom move as well. Not bad. So consider it as a incentive to really punch for the complexity 8 solution. Alrighty. And given that, so do a vulnerable move or two, since we're still in day phase, before we decide if you guys want to risk doing some investigation. So I do have the rule that I don't like to play with just 2 players because it just makes it more dangerous for you two, and you two just happen to be the ones that are running out of masks. So I'm like, I leave it up to you whether you want to continue onward after the vulnerable moves or not. Okay? So, brain. Yeah, so you know the deal. Vulnerable move, like whomever's vice it is, sets up the scene and also has the option of talking about their past freely within the vulnerable move. Okay? So just keep that in mind. So whomever wants to set it up.
I think it should be Ellie because I really want to. She promised she'd explain it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
she got a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice.
Yeah. No, it's only fair.
Yeah. And she only explained it to Lansing, to a point.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was because the situation was a bit critical when we talked.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Mordecai has just finished, let's just say, Mordecai has just finished talking with Nora and his entities beat him up. So, maybe however long it takes you to recover in your room, Mordecai, or whatever you do, you meet up with Ellie later. So.
Yeah. I'm taking my time coming downstairs this morning. 'Cause, oh, what a night. What a night. What a night. Sort of vaguely poking at making coffee and deciding whether I have the energy to do so.
Nora had made coffee and tea for everyone
good.
before she went
if Nora's made coffee, then
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
then I am drinking my coffee.
There's even cold toast on the table,
which I haven't bothered to put butter or marmalade or anything on, just sort of gnawing on a piece of toast.
There might be a half-empty cup with some concoction that might be tea or might be poison. You don't know. Mordecai left it when he had to abruptly leave. It smells odd. Not bad, but just weird.
Don't mess with Mordecai's concoctions. I don't know. Presumably you're coming back down at some point.
Yeah, I think at some point Mordecai will return. Looks a little, not exactly disheveled, but something a bit out of whack, to say. You can see he has 2 different colors of eyes, and the gray one is still shimmering with the weird light the entities produce. He's walking carefully, like he has to remember how to move the body. Otherwise,
you all right?
Oh, well, I am. Thank you for inquiring. I left my tea.
Ah,
yes.
Is that what that is?
That, yes.
Quite a night.
Indeed. Indeed. Do I need to ask questions?
I feel like I ought to fill in some blanks.
I would appreciate that.
And since I've mostly finished my coffee, I was thinking I might partake in a less stimulating substance, because Frankly, my side aches, and I could use the I could use the soothing.
Yes, you were shot. I am not a medical doctor. I have seen my share of wounds in time. If you would be amenable, I could take a look.
I'd appreciate that. It's kind of hard to patch oneself up. I managed to bandage, but
Yes, I understand. I have had my share of unfortunate encounters with things that were not conducive to my bodily health.
hmm,
And
that
I
is
will put
perhaps the
on,
most Mordecai way you could have put that. Uh,
I aim to please.
Ow! I need to not chuckle like that right now.
Forgive me.
It's all right.
And Mordecai will put on a kettle of water. So we have hot water, so he can reheat his tea thing and do other stuff with it.
Retreating to my opium niche. My favorite bit of Hargrave house architecture. Uh, and and loading and lighting my pipe.
Yes, I think Mordecai just gets some bandage stuff like needles and scissors and whatever you need, right? That looks vaguely alarming, but also vaguely medical.
Yeah. So, trying to figure out where to begin.
Let's start with the curse, maybe.
I I acquired my curse in America, of course, back in the Rocky Mountains out west.
Hmm.
I hunted something I shouldn't have hunted, apparently.
Huh.
I knew there was something wrong. I knew it wasn't a natural cougar. I can't even say how it is that I knew. It was pale, almost white, but there's some variation in color. That itself wasn't enough to tell me, but magnificent animal. And what a trophy, I thought. I shot it. Good clean shot right through the heart. It's almost proverbial that that cougars scream in a way that sounds almost human. This was more human than any cougar I'd heard.
Hmm.
I wonder now if it was someone else under the curse. Or something else. I don't know. I really don't know. But I went to collect my trophy, and I guess it was getting the thing's blood on my hands that completed the curse. Something. I passed out and came to that this all happened early in the morning. I came to nearly at dark. And that's when I changed for the first time.
Hmm.
Terrifying, of course. Not having control. And the next day I came to myself and hastily told the people that I loved that I was going away for a while to get it together. And when I say people that I loved, Nate and his wife Cora were both my lovers.
There's a lot of lovers. I apologize.
No, it's not a common thing. I know. But I stayed away until I thought I had enough understanding of the curse to keep my shape, keep my control. I went back. I told him all about it, but I didn't have control. And Cora wound up dead at my hands. Pause, as you like. So it's perfectly understandable that Nate wants me dead. But
Yeah.
it seems he's gone and gotten himself cursed. Similarly. And that makes him a danger to more than just me. Hence
Yep.
the lancing.
Wow. I am not very well equipped to offer solace or comfort. As you know, I have not the words. Yet, we must contend with the situation.
Yeah.
We must figure out what to do about, well, Nate.
Yeah. When he first showed up, I didn't want him hurt. Now, I still don't want him hurt, but I'm afraid that's not an option.
He seems to be quite inclined to commit violence, even outside the curse.
He didn't used to be like that. He was a gentle soul. But I guess losing Cora that way broke him.
I can see why that might happen.
Yeah.
And as I said, I'm not really someone who is best situated to give advice or try to talk him out of his emotional state, if you will. And I hesitate to say that Felix might be the better option here.
Might be. At the very least, Felix would be perhaps best positioned to evaluate whether there's a chance of talking him down. We'll see.
Yes, but however, the question is what that will cost.
Yeah. Well, thanks for getting me patched up.
Oh, no, I cannot delete. At least I can do that.
Yes.
And looks around a little nervously, almost like, and the eye glows a little stronger. My entities reacted adversely to me talking on very emotional subjects with Nora.
Oh.
Yes. They fear that if I lean more into my human entanglements, I will leave them behind.
I can't really picture you doing that, but I don't know what goes on inside your head. Don't pretend to.
No,
Not
I don't
saying
think.
I don't really want to, but
I think you cannot, Ellie. I'm sorry. What goes inside my head is not. It's not understandable, I think, from purely human perspective, which you do not have clearly, but still.
yeah, I don't have that sort of perspective.
Conditions?
I am torn between rib shot and drained. Rib shot seems the more logical one.
Or you could change rib shot to like at least bandaged and then take away drained. You
Yeah,
know,
I think that makes sense.
rib
Because
shot.
the heart sick is still there.
I think you're still suffering from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you can
I,
change rib shot to bandaged.
I think I have. Remember that I'm not human and I'm coming to terms with what that means.
Okay. All right.
Also, I mean, come on, having this emotional trauma, someone who really needs a shoulder, and then you have Mordecai like, hello, I can't do that. Sorry.
Oh my God, it's just so...
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so ironic that it's like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yep.
he's the one that you have to talk to.
Yeah. I mean, good God, Felix would be easier at this moment, but
That's so funny. But I mean, like, he would be
But
so irritating.
at the same time that he'd be more able to respond, it would also be like, do I really want to be this vulnerable with Felix?
Because he would also be cashing in his chips about the whole...
I still need to deal with that.
Yeah.
Next time,
golden touch and stuff,
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Definitely sorted out for sure. Oh, that's got its own stuff going on for sure.
Oh yeah.
Perfectly happy.
I'm okay with just calling it here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Then I can talk to the men the next time, because that also requires a roll, right?
Yes, it does. I believe so. I mean, you still get a clue on a...
I think I get 2
miss?
clues, but I still have to reach for the clue.
Yeah, you still have to roll, and
I have to think how to tie this together with what Mordecai really wants to know, and how to make this a clue that is actually useful for any of the movies.
I mean, you can totally be selfish. I mean, because you're out of that particular threat, but he is still a side character you can totally go to as a resource, right? So you just... He's like a tarot card reading, right? You just have to have that question that you want to ask him, and then maybe it leads to something else that'll be helpful to you, but yet you can still ask him whatever personal question you want. So I'm okay with this.
Yeah, okay.
In the early morning hours, the sun began to peek over the rooftops and dawn began to break. A young helper was finishing his duties in cleaning after the autumn masquerade when he was approached by some costumed stragglers. "Hello, are you Serapio Jones?" Serapio looks up from stacking chairs, gazes at their piratical costumes. "Can I help you? The party seems to be over." "Ah, yes. We accompanied Mrs. Pemberton Potts, one of the guests at this lovely fete. I am Laurel Walton, her factotum, and this is Dr. Holzer, her physician. We sought to speak with you, Mr. Jones. We heard that perhaps you are seeking further instruction in the magical arts?" "Yes, that is so, but how? Why?" "Apart from our fancy dress, appropriate to the recent occasion, we have contacts, one of whom is from a long legacy of the sorceress line, and he could be a knowledgeable mentor to further your education." I am already going to speak to Mr. Laurence of Hargrave House." "Certainly. By all means. You are familiar with Mr. Lawrence's style and method, yes? But do consider the value in learning other ways, other forms of the arcane arts, rooting your foundation so you may grow into a stronger practitioner." Miss Walton reaches into a costumes jacket for a card and handing it to Serapio. "Please consider our offer, Mr. Jones. You could stay with Mrs. Pemberton Potts, earn your place with doing odd jobs, much as you're doing now, and study with one whose family has a lineage of magic through generations." With that, Miss Walton and Dr. Holzer leave the ballroom, with a bewildered Serapio looking at the calling card, headed Mrs. Rose Lytton Pemberton Potts, Wreath Hall, Belgrave Square.
Welcome back. We are here for The Between, Secrets in Lavender, episode 20. Yes. So, we are still in day phase, and well, let's go over the threats once again, just to be sure of like what we know, what the hell we're doing. Spider Silk Seamstress, Again, you have 3 different ways to choose from to resolve this threat. Complexity 4, how is the creature ensnaring her victims? Complexity 6, what is the creature's true name? Or complexity 8, what does the creature truly want? And you have 10 clues available to explain such a thing. So depending on how you want to put the clues together, you can have some kind of bonus. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Mean times in Greenwich. Again, choice of resolving either complexity 4, what did the voyage of the HMS Whippet discover and what went wrong on the voyage? Or a complexity 6, what did Dr. Fisher learn from the material discovered by the HMS Whippet and what power does it hold? The biggest difference for this one is that if you do resolve by the complexity 6, you get the source of the anomaly as a reward. So that's a possibility. And, yep, there is 5 clues available to explain this threat if you want to resolve it. Order of Azure Eyes. You've decided that the order is not real. So what is Dr. Klauser actually up to for a complexity 4? And you have 1 clue on the board to try and explain it so far. And Pinkerton. What unsavory scheme is that coward Taggard pursuing while he's in London for complexity 4? And you currently, thanks to an invulnerable move, 1 clue towards it. All right, so I ask now again, what do people want to do for this wonderful day phase? Or did people have to resolve shit? Let's put it that way.
Yes. I still have to resolve the dawn phase portion of Fleeting Touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. What does this
Okay.
involve?
It involves Ellie.
It does indeed.
So we're back at Hargrave House, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. If this is, however this lands relative to my vulnerable move with Mordecai doesn't really matter for these purposes, I think.
Mm-mm.
Time is still funkadelic, remember that.
Yep. Quite a night.
Yes. And you survived in one piece, even.
Mostly.
And Lansing did too.
Yeah. And I realized that I owe that to you.
And you see that he kind of shivers a bit. Just, yes, you do. And you feel it, don't you?
I do.
You feel how it's draining away from you. It doesn't have to.
While I'm very glad that I had this option this time, I prefer to stand on my own 2 feet.
That freedom that you're so proud of.
Yeah.
Well, give a god his due. What is your petty offering that you lay at my feet?
I wouldn't say it's petty, exactly, given that it also was of great value to me last night. I know the true name of an angel.
Okay.
That is not a thing that can be used by more than one person. In giving it to you, I know that I'm relinquishing it, but it seems either extremely appropriate or wildly inappropriate. I can't tell which. So,
And I
hope it
imagine.
is of use to you.
And do you whisper it? Is it written on a placard in blood? Like what is?
It is oddly casual. It is written in hasty and somewhat indifferent handwriting, not Ellie's handwriting. You've seen that, and it's surprisingly nice. on a scrap of rough paper in pencil.
And as Felix accepts it, Mads, the camera kind of pans and we do a cut to the masterwork in that warm tavern below London. And Ellie appears there, heaving a Lansing-esque mannequin up that hill of riches as Felix continues to rain down offerings upon his hangers-on. And then we're back here. Felix will rub the piece of paper between his fingers. One name of an angel slightly used.
Hope that is an adequate recompense.
The scales are balanced, but the door is always open.
Yeah. I am aware of that. And aware that if I walk through it a second time, it won't be so easy to walk back out.
Felix begins to sashay away and then turns one last time, because of course he has to have the last word.
Of course he does.
Think of how much trouble your freedom has given you. Maybe giving up a little bit of it would alleviate some of your tension. And he'll walk away.
Good scene.
When are you going to tell Lansing what you've done for him, Ellie?
Yeah.
Just a thought.
He already knows I've bled for him, so.
Right. Just waiting for the other shoe to drop. We'll see. All right,
Oh,
great.
Ellie is, as always, the queen of complicating her own life by not having those hard conversations.
I love this so much. Okay. All right. What do people what the hell want to do for the day phase?
Well,
You have 4 threats on the board. Let me remind you.
oh, yeah. I'm thinking that this evening we'll want to resolve either Spider Silk or Meantimes.
Meantimes, definitely.
That's my inclination as well. If we want to take the simple way out, we can. I feel pretty comfortable doing that without further clues. Probably ought to do some more research if we want to take the more complicated one.
And let me let you just know, like, what the other group did for this last session of theirs. Because they rolled so ridiculously well, and I mean 14 for their answer question. What I did was I let them. It was a back and forth where they did not only a Hargrave House night phase, but I let them do the resolution of that particular threat that they rolled so well on as a back and forth. So each of them was able to narrate an aspect of that resolution and then go to the Hargrave House prompt and then back and forth until they were all done with both. So we can do that if it, one, you roll very well, and then 2, it's like if you resolve, one of the threats in a satisfactory way. So, and that also saved them because it's like, I know like some people were also starting to run out of masks. So just a thought. And as you well know, I don't necessarily play by the rules very well. So that's an option. So what does Ellie want to do? I'm going in order of the character keeper, by the way. What does Ellie want to do?
Well, even though I want to resolve Meantimes, I also have been pretty badly burned by proximity to mean times. Though I will not say so in so many words to my fellow hunters, I'm freaked out and want to stay away from it. Trying to prowl around and start figuring out what the heck Taggart is up to sounds like a good use of my time.
Well, you know he's at the Langham. That's
Yep, that
that's a
is my sole lead at the moment.
yep.
So that's where I'm gonna head.
Okay. All right. Felix.
Going to Greenwich Hospital to speak to the old retired sailor who we know is not from this time, but doesn't mean he doesn't have relevant information.
So you're talking with the old pensioner then.
Yes.
Okay. And just remember that the special move that you guys did get from the answering that question is only with the present James Allardyce, which is the adult one.
And
So-
only once per hunter.
Yeah. Mordecai, what are you planning on doing?
I think it's about time I checked up the man in the sun mask. Probably something might fall out for one of the threats that we're investigating. But
Sure.
I'm very curious about other worlds, and maybe that's where the Greenwich ship, I forget the name, went.
Whip
Who
it.
knows?
Mhm.
The Whippet, yes,
Hey,
maybe
why
that
not?
is.
Give it a shot.
Cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, I
Mhm.
have a lot of other questions pertaining to other worlds, but
Absolutely. And Acheron, where are you planning on going?
I think it's time to pay the Pinkerton a visit.
Are you planning on going with Ellie, or is this like a separate investigation?
I think it's a two-pronged investigation. I think Ellie will know that I'm there, but I will be like, doing second story work.
Ooh, okay, got it. All right, so basically you're gonna do the roof work stuff. All right,
Yeah.
roof work on Langham. Fantastic. All right, great. Okay, so anything that anybody wants to do before we hit the different locations?
unless Serapio shows up and I have to show him around, no.
No.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, I will. Have I told Nora already? I think I have told Nora already about him. Right?
You
Yes.
said it in passing, and like I think like
Yes.
while you were at the masquerade ball itself, but I don't think you had a chance to.
No, I had the talk with Nora afterwards after the
Yes.
masquerade, so
Yeah, you
maybe I
did.
mentioned it then. So if he
Yes.
shows up, she will know what to do.
Exactly.
Basically. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. In that case, no.
Let us go and do. Oh, let's go visit the man in the sun mask first. You're heading over to Limehouse.
Yes, I am.
Lansing's old digs.
Well, if I run into him, I'll not kill him, if that's what you were asking. Yes.
Okay.
And otherwise avoid him, probably. I'll be polite and say good morning, or good day, or what have you. I don't care. Hit him with my parasol. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to the man in the sun mask.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, he's he's at Jenny Johnston's. I think, between all of your intel and all this kind of stuff, when you guys were working on the Limehouse Lurker, that he was found over at the the opium den.
I just realized I was muted when I was saying that I would like a vulnerable scene.
Okay.
Felix.
I'm sorry.
No, I was muted, and I just realized, oh, that's why nobody reacted. It's early for me.
Okay. Sorry. So let's establish Mordecai in the opium den with Man in the Sun Mask first, and then we'll get to what you want to do with Felix or Acheron or whomever. Okay. The opium den is as you've always seen it. It's like it has people of all sorts, like the tattered rags, like next to fine jackets, and cubicles, smoky, of course, from all the opium pipes and everything like this. And you see the glint of gold from the man in the sun mask, like lounging in his golden pajamas, like, you know, his back to everyone else uh, in his particular cubicle. You see the shine of his helmet, the back of his helmet, and the radials coming from it in, you know, as he's like kind of like half laying there and such. And I think I had included a picture. Yes,
I think there's one, yes.
I did.
Saw it. I saw that.
Yes. So.
Okay.
And do you see like smoke circles coming off of like, a, you know, a recent puff out that he has. And then he's making gestures with like long, elegant fingers, like in the circles where he's kind of imitating them and then kind of like poking through them.
I think Mordecai watches that for a moment to figure out if there's an actual pattern to it. Is he just playing, or is this something more he's doing?
Stand or sit, as you will.
Yes, I am currently standing. My name is Mordecai Laurence. At least that's what I'm called. I would like to talk to you, if you don't mind.
As long as you do not mind the smoke. Care for some?
No, I do not mind it, but I do not crave it either.
Ah. Well, then, as I said, stand or sit with me as you will. Mordecai.
It has come to my attention that you have some knowledge of worlds beyond this one. Correct?
Yes, I do. What would you know of me or other worlds? Curious one.
How to cross the divide.
Ah. You would want to cross the divide.
Well, yes, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't have asked.
I am only questioning because normally people just ask about what exists on the other side of the edge of chaos. Never has one asked me, at least recently, about actually crossing the line.
Of some familiarity what lives on the other side already.
You know of only one line. Perhaps there are more that you have not seen, you have not experienced.
And this is where he will actually turn his mask to you, and he will take a long draw from his pipe, and he will not blow smoke in your face, but like he'll let the smoke drift from that mouth hole in his mask, and you see it like almost take a deliberate like path. It's like it doesn't just float away from his mouth hole. It actually kind of like will create this ring, like a halo around his radials, and like almost create like a portal that you can look at, like through behind him.
Oh, I'm really curious what the entities think of that.
Let me look at this move. I'm like debating whether to like have you just do the like the regular information move or to have you start with the day move instead. Man in the Sun Mask. Okay, Solar Seer. Gain an extra clue on the information move. Okay, so that's got to be an information move first.
Okay.
So yeah. So what specifically are you asking him about, and is it about one of the threats specifically?
I think I'm asking about how to cross between dimensions, basically. And that might pertain to the Greenwich thing, because that might be what happened to the Whippet, that it crossed somewhere, right?
Yeah, you just can't conclusively answer
yes, I know.
the question. Yeah.
Can't hurt to have more clues, right?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. It's because, anything that you can add to the mix for sure. Okay, and then you would get another clue even. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Go ahead and roll sensitivity, obviously, because it's a Man in the Sun Mask for Christmas sake.
I mean, I would have suggested that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have any conditions.
No, you don't. Well, you guys took care of that last week, so.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. It's a 10.
Nice. I noticed you didn't change your name.
Oh man. I mean, I've rolled so much with that name for Mordecai and rolled with Mordecai for the other guy. And it's always a good roll. It's always a good roll.
Okay. That's fine. You get 2 clues. Actually, I'm going to give you the choice. Since you're asking about different worlds crossing over, you can have both clues on mean times, or you can have clue on mean times and a clue on something else. Even the mastermind, if you want.
Ooh, I mean,
I'm just offering. I'm not saying you should. I'm just offering. I mean,
yes, but this is, well, I mean, if I can have a clue on the mastermind, taking that.
You want to go on the mastermind?
Please.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me give you a clue on mean times first.
Sure.
Yeah, and I see that there's still a TBD from Ellie and Mordecai vulnerable scene.
That's possible.
And a TBD for Isaac and Mordecai. Yeah, you guys have some discovering to do. Okay, great. Just saying. It's all good. Oh, I have to give you this one. Oh, God.
Thank you.
All right.
I just love the reaction.
I think, okay, so part of it is what you see in the portal behind his head, in like, behind the radials. Like, you start seeing this scene. Obviously, there's no sound, but like in the whirls of the smoke, it starts to form into sea currents, right? And it's almost like you are seeing on the deck of a ship, because it starts to move as if you're like, you have sea legs and you're looking out into the sea. And, he's kind of narrating as you're seeing this. And he's saying, crossing over into the edge can mean many, many things. Not necessarily into the cosmic emptiness of space above, but sometimes it means delving into the depths of below. It is so deep and vast. You have no idea what is underneath. Same could be said for even you, I'm sure. And what is discovered from underneath could possibly be something strange, something twisted, something that was always there, but brought up from the pressure of below. And in the roiling of the sea, of the currents and the smoke, you start to see these pieces come up. They're not necessarily alive, but it looks like, and I'm just going to give you the clue as it stands, but you can contextualize this when you get to it yourselves. But it looks like a preserved sample of a deep sea creature deteriorating in the low pressure of the surface. So you see in the vision that something has come up from the roiling of the sea, and it's dark and it looks slimy. It looks just odd, iridescent, but also present, but also not there and not of here. So, and then as he's saying these words and like narrating what like you're seeing behind him, then suddenly he just kind of like waves it off and says, and that is what happens as things move through time and space. You're curious about that as a line as well, aren't you? Crossing those edges, crossing that chaos.
I have been touched by some of that chaos. And I would like to know where it comes from and how I could get closer to it. And some of it is yet with me. Yet I do not know how we can get back.
I think he's actually listening to you, like, because his head tilts as the smoke vision dissipates, but he tilts his head like he's listening to what you're saying as you're trying to apply it to your own situation. And he says, hold on, let me just double check to see what I've given you so far. Can you repeat what you just said about Mordecai's situation?
I think, and I have been touched by one of these lines, by the chaos before, and I would like to know how we can get back.
For a moment, I think you see. Before, it was just eye holes, darkness. But I think for a moment, as you say that, you actually see eyes peering at you from inside the Man in the Sun mask. And those eyes look sympathetic. Because he then says, there is one such as you that is also trying to get back, but also has fallen to an entity that there is no returning from. There may be a way, but it means deciding what you are going to offer. And as he says this, he didn't take a draw from his pipe, but the smoke billows out of his mouth again and then forms the radial smoke behind him in his behind his mask. And you see what looks like you in a mirror, looking older and more drawn, with branches growing in the background, threatening to overwhelm you from behind. That's the mastermind clue. Remember that. There will be a time that you will be asked, what will you offer? And that will mean the difference between
crossing the line and staying firmly on the other side of it.
Yeah, I think Mordecai will nod or give us like bow or something polite. But I don't think he will have anything further to say. They're thinking, I guess, now, contemplating, and leaving.
And before you leave, I think he's going to pick something from behind one of his cushions. And it is a flower.
Oh,
That means good luck.
that is very gracious. I will come back to return the gift. I know what I will give him, but that will be later. I will bring him a cutting from my forest.
He just nods, and you almost see a smile behind that mask, even though obviously it's like a full helmet with just the mouth hole and the eye holes and such. And,
Can I put the flower in my
oh, absolutely.
thingy?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A flower meaning good luck, correct. Yep.
I can use that.
I'm glad you rolled well, because if you had rolled poorly, man. Oh man. Okay. Onward to Ellie and whoever you want to have a vulnerable scene with.
Well, Felix is kind of uncomfortable to talk to at the moment, but he does have a condition. Does
It's most
Mr.
beloved.
Wright.
I can't get rid of that.
You can't get rid of that.
Oh, never mind. Okay. So that part doesn't matter.
I mean, Mordecai's
Okay, the
already
daytime
there.
Mr. Wright doesn't have one, so.
I mean, you don't have to have a condition to have a vulnerable move. You can just...
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that alters priorities.
Follow your heart.
Yeah, I think Ellie's gonna seek out Acheron because
you guys are already gonna go over to the Langham anyway.
So what is your shopping, right?
Lifting.
Yes. You are muted, by the way.
I am Acheron. I did not realize.
Yeah, it's day phase.
Don't worry about it. I'm slightly distressed that everyone else now remembers it and I don't. But
I had to stop and check. I'm like, wait, I thought it was Acheron. I wasn't sure.
I did check, and I was like, oh, I was Acheron last time. That means I'm Isaac, right? And I was wrong. I was Isaac last time. It's Isaac at night.
Yeah.
We gotta stop this time shenanigans. Anyway.
Yes. Shall we chat on our
stroll over to a certain man's apartment?
Yeah, hotel. Yes.
Oh, out of character, just as a reminder, if
Yes.
you haven't done it already, Chris, you do get a ritual clue for doing the vulnerable move and clearing a condition at whatever point it was for.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I have one. Right.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
One ritual clue. Alrighty. Continue. Sorry. What kind of shoplifting is happening on the way to Langham?
Yeah.
Well, that's easy.
Or is it happening in the lobby?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
But we'll probably chat on the way. At least some.
Yeah, I got questions. I mean, I guess it's my vulnerable move, but I got questions for Ellie.
Oh, Ellie's one raw nerve at the moment, but
go for it. Please ask.
So who is this Nate fellow?
Nate was dear to me, and I to him, and someone dear to both of us died because of me, and so he wants me dead.
I can't tell if you're being dramatic or American. Because that sounds patently ridiculous to me.
Can't help that. True.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You seem rather uncomfortable with this whole business.
Yes. As I said, I cared very deeply for him at one time. And the fact that he wants to kill me and I think has gone out and gotten himself cursed like me, presumably to level the playing field.
You know, in different circumstances, that would be sensual, erotic, even. I really don't understand why he wants to kill you or why you believe that if it isn't true.
I ripped his dear wife, my lover, to shreds. Does that explain it?
See previous statement about the eroticism? I just, it
Literal.
yes, no, yes, I understand. But if he's been cursed like you, then he must know that you lack control once the curse takes hold, and I sincerely doubt you did that with your human hands.
I only know what I've seen and heard. I can't tell you what's going on inside his head, but
Hmm. Never been my department either. You can ask my brother, he's good with that sort of thing. Not sure he's ever met Nate.
yeah. Well, how was your night?
Dear heart, please, I don't have those anymore.
Right. Yes. I know that. I know that, and yet, yes, I was too eager to change the subject. So, how was your day yesterday?
I don't remember. I mean that genuinely. I just sort of awoke in Miss Pemberton Potts's carriage.
That is disturbing.
Indeed. I don't think she put me there so much as she has some way of catching me when I became unstuck in time due to whatever's going on in Greenwich.
The only thing that makes me more uncomfortable about that situation than the time business itself is the idea that she has some sort of understanding or control related to it.
She has a great deal of understanding and control that
I
it
know.
is difficult to account for. But, alright, what's the strategy once we get to the hotel? Should I be the
Well,
distraction or would you like to? I feel like it would be easier for you.
I think I can be the distraction. You know, I remember the first time I stayed in a fine hotel. I as a girl, I didn't travel. My parents didn't feel it was appropriate, even if I was with them.
Hmm,
And so when I struck out on my own, it was an entirely new world. And I knew that one wasn't supposed to hobnob with servants, but I wasn't entirely clear that employees at a business like that were in the same category as far as etiquette was concerned. And I was terribly lonely, so I chatted. I chatted with everybody. I chatted with the person behind the desk. I chatted with the chambermaids. I chatted with men in the stables. At the time, that was the act of a naive girl. Now I think it might just be the sort of thing that people don't question when it comes from somebody so obviously foreign and therefore
I'd say that's accurate enough.
so I'll go be very American at them. And that may tell me whether Taggard has clued anyone at the hotel into what his mission is
Right.
regarding me.
And regarding my particular task today,
Mhm.
is there anything you're looking for among his personal effects? I'm not going to
There's
find
more
dynamite, am I?
There's more to what's brought him to London than I can't imagine he'd have traveled the ocean just to bring me home.
Hmm.
There must be something more he's doing
Perhaps he's
here. And
merely
perhaps he has.
extorting that Nate fellow for all he's worth. How much is he
That's
worth?
possible. Not that much, honestly. At least not unless things have really changed for him.
They say anything can happen out on the frontier.
That's true. Let's just say last I knew he was an entertainer in a traveling medicine show. Not the world's most lucrative profession.
Don't have to tell me.
All right.
All
So,
right, I guess that's...
condition? Which one are you trying to... Well, obviously, it sounds like more like heartsick.
Yeah.
Okay. You think you talked about it enough to...
I think so.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, you're still pretty bandaged up. That's not getting cured in
Yeah,
the night.
I got shot less than 24 hours ago. That's sticking.
That's sticking about. I mean, you didn't mention anything to Acheron, so it's not like he's got any of his magic salve with him or whatever. So,
Yep.
yeah. Although
Oh, yeah,
that
I
would
do
be an
have
interesting,
that.
vulnerable scene right there.
It would. But no, I want that to hang on for now.
Okay.
Just for the fiction of it.
Yeah, that's a completely separate thing, for sure. All right. So, you've taken it all the way to, you are at the Langham. So the plan is what now?
The plan is I'm going to chat with the hotel staff, at
Okay.
least whoever is working the desk.
Yep.
But whatever. And see what I can learn from them while Acheron sneaks around and tries to break into Taggard's room.
Okay. So, question. How are you dressed? Remember, the Langham is very the most modern hotel around right now for the time. Very spiffed up, very very comfy, like, pretty much like, like higher end clientele. One of the newer hotels in the city, and then of course the paint the scene was, what do you see that shows how they're putting their best foot forward, right? So I mean, like,
Okay. Have we done the paint this? Have we?
If you have not, if it's not in the records, then I'm welcome to do it again. So that is fine.
Yeah, I
don't see it. So let's go ahead and do it again. So the Langham, the hotel staff, you both see the hotel staff dashing to and fro. Great piles of luggage. A pair of gentlemen right now are in comfy lobby chairs. They're enwrapped in conversation and each other. But it bespeaks, like, higher end clientele at the moment. And again, it is one of the higher and newer hotels in the city. And what do you see that shows how they are putting their best foot forward? That is the paint the scene for everyone.
I think the captain of the porters is inspecting the porters here early in the day to make sure that their brass buttons are all perfectly shined, that their gloves are spotlessly white, that there's no smudge or trailing thread anywhere on their uniforms.
I think they have little nooks and things. If you bring a pet, that you could give them water if they're a dog, or have a little bed for a cat, or like a thing where you could sit your bird on or hang the bird cage on. Like they really pride themselves on being pet friendly. Although they have a zone where you wouldn't go with pets because they make noise and people might be. Are allergies a thing yet that are known about? I don't know. Anyway, they are very pet friendly. There is currently a large parakeet sitting on a little sitting in a big cage, looking around and making welcoming noises. This is a pet of a customer, not a straight, not something that belongs to a hotel. So.
Oh yeah, right. And I think you hear, like, a very voluminous, a woman in a very voluminous dress. It's like, she's greeting her little dog, like, with a, oh mon petit chachou, oh, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah.
The dog is looking like my God, what is happening to me? Is the world ending?
Exactly.
What am I doing?
Exactly. Pretty much. Yes. Yes.
Like every little dark box,
Pretty
basically.
much. It's like, what is my life? Yeah, exactly. What else? What else is seen?
I think that a number of the staff have little handbooks of like Londoners' first and best etiquette. Just like in between helping people, they pull it out and it's just required company reading to mind your sirs and ma'ams.
Mm-hmm. Chris, anything to add?
I think uh I think on close inspection, all of the fine and heavily varnished furniture in the lobby is in fact pine or cheap, like some cheap wood that they have merely put tar and varnish on.
Nice. Gilded and varnished within an inch of their lives. Yep. And I think at the front desk, of course, which is, like towards the end of this long foyer and such, where you see like the plush carpeting and all this kind of thing, you see a man standing there in his three-piece striped suit, glistening coiffure, vibrant pocket square, and the tiniest mustache you've ever seen. And he's just kind of like doing that thing with his pinky and just like kind of like, like tamping down the ends. And as you approach, what are you wearing?
I am, despite having demonstrated last night that I know how to dress like a lady, I am not dressed like a lady. I am in my dusty, frayed old coat. Uh, I am, in fact, in trousers and my fancy boots. And I am basically screaming, "Hi, I'm American," in and uncouth by American standards at that, in letters about 5 feet high.
Acheron, are you being unobtrusive? Or are you like actually like making like you're with Ellie or not?
Oh no, we will not be seen together.
Okay, just want to make sure. Well, if you're gonna be like, just tromping off to the front desk, Ellie, like, first he starts off with like, as he doesn't quite see you just yet, it's like he's off with the "Welcome to the Langham, the grandest grand hotel in London," and then he sees your stuff and gives you the up and down look. How can I help you?
Howdy! Oh, this is a mighty fine place you got here. Mighty fine.
Yes, a place of unparalleled luxury. Yes, how may I help you?
Well, I was actually wondering if an old friend of mine might be staying here. He told me he was going to be at a real fancy place, and well, this sure fits the bill. And
Uh,
so I was wondering if my good buddy,
it's always in the threat, like the threat
yeah, I know,
summary.
I'm changing Winslow. If my good friend Winslow, that's Winslow Taggard, staying here.
Ah, yes, Mr. Taggart. Yes. Yes, he's here. And yes, friends are we? Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Not American.
Well,
Are you planning on
that's
staying?
oh no, not right now. I got rooms elsewhere though. I might have to change up because
Oh, uh,
you got a mighty swank place here.
yes, we do. I'm assuming that means high and grand.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I don't have the way with words that you do.
Can I interest you in a night or two? The bookings go quite quickly, as you can see from our very busy lobby.
Oh, yes, indeed. Well, actually, I was wondering. You know, I ain't seen Winslow in a hound's age, and I wondered if maybe I could pick your brains a little just to see, you know,
Pick my brains.
I'm figuring he must be doing real well in life to be able to get a room someplace like this. We just had a real brief exchange of letters, and he didn't tell me anything about what he's up to, and I just wondered if maybe you could help me out. And
Oh,
I would like to make an information move with presence to see if I can.
absolutely. Yeah, like let's see how convincing Ellie can be to this wonderful
I don't know whether I'm going to be
pretentious
convinced
bee.
or not, but at the very least, I'm a hell of a distraction.
Yes, yes, yes. And then like, like on the heels of this, depending on the information move roll, you will either be able to make an information move, Acheron, or you will be able to make a day move. So we'll see how this goes. So, alrighty.
Okay, I'm debating doing something really outrageous.
Take big swings, take big swings.
Do it. Do it.
Now,
back
as
you up.
I understand it,
Which dice loves big swings?
if I am using my revolver does not necessarily mean firing my revolver.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if I abruptly whip out a pistol and start spinning and flipping it, because I was a trick shot in the
Yeah.
medicine
yeah.
show,
Sure.
I'm gonna work it into my patter.
Okay.
You know, he seems to have done well for himself, and I've done well for myself in the entertainment business.
You're using what now for this?
I'm using my pistol to get advantage.
Okay, but
which I'm hoping will cancel out if the disadvantage, or if the condition of bandage gives me a disadvantage. If not, I'll just take the advantage.
bandage won't do anything because I mean I'm assuming your jacket covers the bandage thing. I mean like
Oh yeah.
Just for the fact that you're the uncouth American. I mean like it's just you're just mitigating that. Let me see. We're just gonna say that you're at straight. So whatever roll you're using, it's just straight. Because otherwise I would have given you disadvantage for being the uncouth American.
Okie doke. Okay, straight plus. Oh, this is with presence, I assume. So straight
Yep.
plus 1. Okay, there we go. Drum roll, please. 8.
Alrighty, with an 8. What is your pal doing these days? Let's find out. Nothing, right?
Nothing. We don't know
nothing.
anything about what
We
Taggard.
know nothing. Okay, great. Awesome. Let's see. Impressing or intimidating him with your gun. He's a very busy boy. Let's see. And then, like, he sees your gun and then just, like, his eyes widen like, like saucers. And he's like, oh, excuse me, ma'am. Please, do not reveal any
I fired
firearms.
it off.
I understand this, but just in case, I mean, it's bad enough that Mr. Taggart has one that he seems to like revealing at inopportune times as well to some of our guests, and it's very disconcerting. Please, put that away. He seems to be, rumored to inquire about, seems to be talking about coins these days, rare coins. Very loud about it, too, at some of the local auction houses. So it's, that seems to be something that he seems to be involved in. But, yes, you'd think that he was being a bodyguard for such a thing, given how, he seems to like flashing that sidearm of his. Yes, quite uncomfortable. So, that is the clue.
No offense, man. No offense, man.
Understood, but please, it could be disturbing for some of our guests. And if you
spinning back into the holster.
If you do decide to stay here, I would be most appreciative of you leaving that again discreet. Yes, discreet. I am
I shall
Randall
keep
Hopper.
that in mind.
I'm Randall Hopper, the manager here at the Langham, and be happy to help you for anything further, including booking you for a night or two, if you choose to upgrade to our wonderful lodgings. Yes.
Well, I shall certainly think about it. I've got a few days left on my stay at the other hotel, and I will think about it when I decide how long I'm staying in London. Thank you kindly, and
Yes.
do tell old Winslow that Angel was here to see him.
Certainly, Angel. Yes, I will write that down. Yes, and he does as he takes out his little pocket square and then starts patting his sweaty forehead. Acheron, like as this is going on and she's like
Meanwhile,
creating this
on a
yes.
higher floor.
Sure, yeah. As you duck, go ahead and tell me what you're doing and how you're doing it, and obviously information move with vitality. I'm sure.
It occurs to me
Hmm.
that I don't actually know what room he's in.
I mean, if you want to just do the whole combined information move to encompass getting behind the counter, like looking up his room or whatever, like this whole
Sure.
spiel, and then finding out and then getting up there, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with this. We don't have to role play the whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Glad
So,
my character is competent.
yes.
Sure.
So, or yeah.
Getting behind the desk means that you probably saw Ellie doing this ridiculous.
Oh,
routine,
absolutely.
Oh God, yes.
Which
Yeah.
nobody else in the
Sure.
house has seen her pull.
So
Don't worry about it. You're
yeah,
just you're a regular American. We talked earlier about how you do. What is it exactly you said?
entertainer. I mean,
Yeah.
sharpshooter, whatever. Oh my gosh, I
Rolled
have to
an
give you a
8.
okay, condition or a doodad. All right, so
Neither of my boys have any vitality. Oh no, wait. Oh no, Acheron has 1.
okay, so 9. I mean,
So
still
9.
get you.
Yeah.
Still get you the mixed result.
Yeah.
Okay, so but he is specifically finding out where his roommate is in, and he's going into the room, or he's like doing the thing with coming from the outside. I'm just asking. I mean, I just want to know how you're approaching this.
Oh no, he's going. It's a hotel.
Okay.
He's pilfering a hotel key and popping in like housekeeping.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So like I'm starting to paint the scene here. Taggard's room. Tall windows that let in a lot of light. Palm leaf motifs. There are plush rugs underfoot, even plusher than the ones downstairs in the foyer. Paint the scene, folks. Taggart won't allow any cleaning staff in his room. Looking around,
Oops.
how do you know this?
It smells like shit.
There you go. I will say that we will hand wave like a lot of stuff, and each of these rooms have water closets attached, right? So each of them have their
Sure.
own bathroom. So
He's got clotheslines going across the entirety of the room, like conspiracy board kind of thing, and just hanging various bits of laundry that he's been doing in like his bathtub.
Bathtub itself full of chicken bones.
oh my God, what the hell is with this man?
He's
Uh,
going through it and he's not telling anyone.
let's not talk about the myriad cups of coffee congealing all around the
Ugh.
room.
That's why it
Some
smells
some
like.
have them light green fuzz, others are presumably fresh-ish, I guess.
And I'm gonna appreciate. Okay, wait. Let's appreciate this thing out of character for half a second. That Nate, I'm sure, has his own room and is probably even feral, were creature of his own is probably much neater than Taggart. Just to say. Okay.
One of them has bones in his bathtub, and it's not the were creature.
It's not the were creature. It's not the were creature. I'm just saying.
Winslow Taggard, notorious strikebreaker, absolute slob. Like,
Exactly.
all right, good to know.
Oh,
And I can't add anything to
Okay,
this.
okay.
I was
Yeah, I mean,
initially
this is
thinking the
dis-
dingy towels,
disgusting.
but no, this is too good.
this is worse than anything that, and I've done this threat many times. This is worse than anything I've heard so far. God damn it! And the other group even did this too, and this is worse than them. Okay, this is what you see, Acheron. This is what you smell.
I'm trying not to think about it.
Just say it. You're in the room. What do you want to do? Information move again. If you want to do anything, find it.
I mean, I'm looking for stuff he's hiding, which
Okay,
is
okay.
so unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
so much easier to search a well-organized room.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man. I mean, okay. So let me ask you something. Because you rolled a 9, you're gonna have to get a condition for this. What do you feel coming into a room like this?
The fucking miasma.
Fucking miasma, man. Sorry.
That air is real and it's here.
Whatever the hell you want to call your condition, but it's that. It's just horrible. That's what you feel, huh? Okay, all right. So, yeah. And I'm gonna say that when you roll this info move to find shit, your condition is gonna affect you unless you've got something in your personal quarters that can help you.
As a matter of fact, I have kerchiefs.
Okay.
Many of them.
Okay. So you can roll straight now with composure. I don't know, whatever the hell you want to roll to make this work.
What do I even have? I have vitality and presence. I can roll with composure.
Whichever. Yes, Dr. Charles would feel right at home in here. God damn it.
Great news, team.
Yeah.
That's a 6 on the dice.
Jesus.
I'm spending a mask.
Oh, you don't want to hear how bad it is?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No, I do not want to hear how bad it is.
Okay. All right. Because it was going to be fun. Oh, darn.
Okay, if you listen, sell me on it a little bit, and I might let bad things happen.
I mean, like, okay, so, like, paint the scene is always a camera view, right? It's never really, like, what actually is happening in the room at the time. So I think, you're like, rooting around in the room, but you didn't realize that Taggart was in the bathroom. And, like, you hear, like, the water going, and then, like, like, outside, like, coming out of the bathroom is Taggart with his face like half foamed up for shaving. I was like, oh, well, looky here. Got a guest coming in. Hey, what can I do you for, son? And basically he's got his very sharp looking razor like in his hand. And yeah.
The hotel has asked me to mention to you several complaints of a foul odor from your neighbors.
Oh, I mean, it's like nothing really. I mean, I don't smell a thing. He takes a big whiff, and it's like, but he's like there in his under drawers and everything like this, and like, half shaven and such, and it's like, but I can take care of it. No need to, get a little bit, bent out of shape as he's stropping this razor that looks extra sharp. But I mean, there's no problem with this, right? As he approaches you, and like, he's talking, but he's approaching you. And
sorry, sir, but I'm sorry, sir, but I have to inform you that This is not my decision. I'm simply a porter, but the hotel is deciding to kick you out.
Looking too nice for a porter. And he's like right next to you right now, or right in front of you, and it's like, and looks you up and down real quick and says, looking
Head
too nice
porter,
for
sir.
even for a head porter. I've seen them in the last couple of days that I've been here, and I think that you'd be a spy. And as he's saying this, he takes the final strop of the razor, and then he immediately takes a wide swing and then slashes it across your throat. I guess I gotta do more laundry as your body falls to the floor. So.
What? Did you just kill me as a consequence of the miasma? What is happening?
Basically, he
you
was
pieced the roll and didn't take a mask.
Well, I mean, because he wanted to know what I would do for the 6, and that's what I would do for the 6.
Okay, so this is speculative.
This is speculative, so if you're
Then let
taking
me
the
just-
mask, this doesn't happen.
Let me just pop that mask real quick.
Yes, so that
I
doesn't
do
happen.
like him being in here.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Alrighty. He does come out of the bathroom then, if you do want me to continue on with him at least being here. And it's like, I'm sorry, this room is occupied? I mean, he's still coming down in his underdrawers, half foam on his face, like stropping the razor.
Yes, that is actually why I'm here, sir. There has been several complaints from other patrons of the hotel about the odor emanating.
Are they hot and bothered because it's like I didn't have their cleaning staff coming in here on a regular? I mean, come on now.
With respect, sir, that is an alarming amount of bones. Just personally.
A person can't have a bunch of victuals, on the daily just because they're a bit hungry. Goodness. All right. Fine, I suppose. Let me gather some stuff.
I would be happy to call the staff to assist you in cleaning.
Yeah, but then they would see what I've been doing, and I really would prefer not, I guess. And mind you...
must insist, sir.
Fine, I suppose. And then, he's... Can you give me a few minutes? I mean, obviously I am not in receiving wear, and I just want to make sure that I am presentable when the cleaning staff comes in, or at least have vacated the room at least to make sure that they don't see things. And yeah.
All right.
It'll just be a few minutes. Just tell them to hold their horses,
of
and I
course.
will. Yeah.
And you will see Acheron very sort of surreptitiously leave a fingerprint on a mirror in the other side. I'm not sure if I don't think I want him to drop a mirror. I think what he will do is smudge a little something on a mirror and then open his compact and start keeping an eye on a man.
Amazing. I think though, hold on. Let me give you a clue first, and then I'll figure out what the complication is, or what have you. For this, that's what happens when you stink up the place. Holy shit. Amazing. Let's see. Where did you think that you were looking before he came upon you? So I have an idea of what clue to give you.
I mean, I would. I think I would have checked under I would have checked for a trunk or luggage of some kind, because
right.
I don't think he unpacked, frankly.
Got it. No, he wouldn't have.
But now that he's flustered, now that he has to hide something, let's see what he hides.
Yeah, I think yeah, he's starting to kind of wipe down his face, right? And I think he's starting to you didn't notice it before because the laundry lines are just like, all over the damn place. So now he's like towing some things, maybe like off to the side. Maybe he's closing certain attaches or whatever that he had. But I think your sharp eyes catch that in one of the attaches that he is starting to hurriedly close, you realize that those papers that he has, the official looking documents, they're actually a collection of forged traveling papers. And that's what you see before he hurriedly closes the attaché case, one of the attaché cases that he has. And it's like, just says like, oh, shoo, I've got a lot of laundry to pull down. And like, unless you want to be staying and helping me, young man. I mean, like, this is going to be taking me just a little bit. And as you can see, I am still not presentable.
Oh, wait, sorry, what? I'm not in the room.
Well, no, he like, because this is what you're seeing as he's like, trying to get ready to for people to come in. So you may not have left just yet, but he's telling you as you're getting ready to leave. But yeah, that's what he tells you. It's like, unless you're planning on helping him, it's like, you got to give him a few minutes. And he kind of takes like a sidelong look at you as as you kind of like walk out the door, and he says, "I'm sorry. You're with the hotel?"
I'm not in the room. I'm pleading with the cleaning staff.
Oh, got it. Well, I mean, like imagine that this is like just before you're like out the door. Like he's looking at you and like asking, it's like, what your position is.
Of course, sir. I'll be off.
Oh, all right. You just remind me of a fella that I remember seeing in London. Have we met before?
That would be rather impossible, sir.
All right. And I think your condition, because of the 7 to 9, I think your condition is like recognized as underbelly of London, or recognized as London's underbelly. Remember, this is not Taggard's first rodeo in London. So I mean, I'm sure that he's familiar with a few other people. That's your condition. Yeah. Alrighty. And finally, Felix. You still want to head over to talk to the old pensioner?
Yeah. Did you want to take a brief...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, apologize for that. Yeah, let's take a break. I so do apologize. All right, Felix, you are visiting the old pensioner, yeah?
Yep. At Greenwich Hospital.
Yep. Yeah, I think let me see. Did we talk about what it looks like over at Greenwich Hospital? If
I don't
not,
think so.
We probably did very briefly, but it's fine if we go over it again. Greenwich Hospital, here we go. A fine set of neoclassical buildings on the riverfront. A retirement home provided by the Navy for former sailors to live out their days. It also houses an infirmary for wounded sailors as well. Paint the scene. What strange customs have been adopted, in the hospital that reflect the Navy heritage of its residents?
I think there's a lot of whistling, like whistling for meals, and there's a language there, right? If you've been here for a while, you can tell what it means when Nurse Pratchett whistles like the first few bars of the national anthem, and it is not what you think it means.
Sure. Okay. Fair.
I think they have semaphore flags hanging in the patient windows so that if the administrator needs at a glance to look at what the state of the hospital is in, they can just go to a courtyard and literally look around.
Interesting. Okay.
Cats. There are cats allowed to roam the hospital, encouraged to, in fact, because of the tradition of keeping cats on shipboard to deal with vermin and as good luck for a ship. The
That's
sailors
actually
are quite fond of them.
that's actually not a bad idea. Actually, keeps the vermin out of the hospital. Anything else? Okay. All right. And you enter into this, Felix, and if you tackle like one of the orderlies here in the retirement home part, I think they'll direct you. Ah, yes. Old Lieutenant Allardyce hasn't had anyone visit him for quite some time. Are you a relative?
I'm an interested party, you could say.
Ah, well, I'm sure he'll be very pleased to at least have someone.
Tell me, what is your take of him compared to the rest of the other old sailors about here?
He kind of still has that far-seeing kind of look, and likes to talk about his old life on a ship. But be warned, his memory fades like his old tattoos. So don't be surprised if he's a bit in and out when he talks to you.
I'll keep that in mind, thank you.
Of course. Yeah, his room is up on the second floor, and right this way.
Okay.
And he'll show you to the room, and then when he shows you to the room, and then like he kind of knocks, and then like doesn't quite get a response. I think he'll open up the door for you, and you'll see the back of this fellow's head, and it's kind of like tufts of white hair, very receded hairline, and this fellow's like in the hospital pajamas kind of thing, and like he's in the window seat, like kind of looking out. And he doesn't turn his head when you come in, even though the orderly says it's like, "Oi, Lieutenant, you have a visitor."
Felix will not move and wait for James Allardyce Sr. to comport himself if he does respond.
He doesn't turn to you or say anything for a few moments, and he will just kind of shift, bring like a leg to up by his chest before he slowly turns. But before his face comes into view, he'll say, "I'll tell you a story as true as the day I heard it. A tale of a cursed ship and her doomed crew." And then he turns to you. "Lord, to the very bottom of the sea." And you see this face. I put a picture into the records. It's an oldster who, kind of has a drawn countenance, again, like that long stare. And he, just has like a piercing look to his face. And at least I thought I put it in there. I didn't, unfortunately. But anyway, yeah. I mean, just imagine like a very, like, drawn, worn, tired, old, elderly version of that person.
Does he look like he wants to be in here? Here in this hospital? Here, secluded away?
He looks like he's done. Like he's just living out his last years, what years he has left. But he looks like he wants to be not here. He wants to like be, I guess, that gaze makes it look like he wants to be back, I guess, on a boat.
I think Felix senses this in him. And he'll look to the orderly and say, "Get him in his dress uniform."
Sir? Uh,
The air in here is fetid. The lighting is dim. His eyes are fading, and his spirits are low. I will not speak to him here.
Certainly. Uh, come on. Come on, Allardyce. Let's see what's in your closet. And then, he'll go rummaging in the fellow's closet and, like, reach all the way in the back and then, like, find a dusty uniform of his. And, yeah, like, he's a lot frailer than he was. So when he does get it put on to him very slowly, you'll see, like, he's like it's kind of hanging off of him because it's been a while, of course. But I think once he starts putting it on, it's like instead of kind of like bowed and just like kind of bent, I think there's a different cast to his posture as he wears it, and then he will see himself in the smaller mirror that's in his room and just kind of, and then he'll actually look at you, Felix. Yes. How can I help you?
You can join me for one last journey, sailor, and answer a few questions about a story from a long time ago.
I have many tales. Glad to do it if you're willing to listen. Of course.
I will call our carriage, and I'm going to see about us going to the HMS Persephone.
Now, the Persephone is the ship that discovered the HMS Whippet.
Yep, I figured that I'm not going to be able to get onto the Whippet. Unless I can. Do you think so?
Yeah. I mean, like, the Whippet is just in dock. In dry dock right now.
Yeah,
then... It's converted, let's see. It's held in the naval docks at Woolwich along the river from Greenwich.
And we investigated it, and then that's when we met Captain Stephen Porter.
Yes. Yeah, Stephen Porter was the commander of the Persephone.
Yes.
So he was the one that towed the Whippet back in. And it's still in good condition, so they're probably just crawling through it and just checking it to making sure that it's still seaworthy, and then probably doing some renovations on it to get it ready to do maybe another survey mission. But that's not for a while yet. They weren't even ready to take it back to put it in. So they're going to put it back into rotation at some point, but not right now. So right now it's sitting in dock.
So let's say that I take James Allardyce Sr. in his dress uniform and we go in a carriage, and I ask him about his life, his time sailing. I ask that oh so important question that Felix asks everyone he meets. What makes him beautiful?
And as you're like talking with him and you're getting him to talk, I mean, he hasn't had an active listener in quite some time, of course, as you discerned, and like he's like sitting not drawn in the carriage, but like he starts getting that like that sailor seat, like where he just kind of like gets like sits like hearty, and then like kind of puts like one leg over the other, and then just kind of like gets ready to tell you a tale and such. And then when you ask him the question about what makes him beautiful, go ahead and roll the information move. I'm just interested to see what you end up getting.
With presents?
Of course.
I just got to double check. Most Beloved isn't going to be in play here.
Of course it is.
You're going to make me mark something. Okay.
Because, I mean, come on now. It's a threat, and you have Most Beloved because everything targets upon you. So, of course I'm going to call upon it.
Everything is about me. You're right.
Very seldom will I not call upon it as a problem.
I think as we're talking, I'm going to flourish some rough sailor's dice made of whalebone, just to give him a token of maybe a reminder of time that he spent on the boat, gambling, whiling away the hours.
I haven't seen these in years. Oh, where did you get them?
A gift from someone a long time ago, as I flourish the one with the fox symbol on it.
so beautiful. And then he starts telling you like a story of like a particularly spicy dice game that they had. Um, you know. So go ahead and roll with straight with presence.
It is a 9.
Mm,
I'm so tempted to mark a mask.
that is up to you. What do you want to do? Because a 9 will get you a condition or a complication depending on like what comes of it. For sure.
I think I will mark a mask.
Okay.
I think as we have this discussion, I'll hold off on that mask. I think I'll mark the darkened threshold.
Okay.
Narrate a scene in which people treat you like you're nothing special. And I think we're in that scene. I think for the first time in a long time, Felix is having a conversation genuinely with someone who isn't trying to get something out of him, who isn't seeing him as a god, who isn't seeing him as a means or a goal or anything else. I think for the first time, we see Felix genuinely laughing and enjoying somebody else's company. Not as a game, not as some object to be honed. And I think that brief ride is freeing for a bit.
Yeah. I think as he's like, relating to you the story about the spicy dice game, for instance, before he answers your question about, what makes him beautiful, I think, it's just like you see his face get transformed from this tired, drawn personage in front of you to like, his posture changes, his demeanor changes, and it's just like he's reliving the joy of this of the camaraderie and just the joy of being on the boat and like all the things, even the most boring things that he had to do, his rise from shipman to lieutenant and stuff, and he's just having a great time with you, just like telling these stories and just recounting these things. And I think, let's see, trying to transition from the spicy dice game into your question.
I
But
mean,
I'm trying to have a very cool
Mhm.
clue to go along with it.
I mean, if you want to hold off, we are going to be going on to the Whippet, so maybe there's a memory or something that he sees there that ties back to his stories.
Yeah, then I'll do that then, because I think like, when he hears your question about what makes him beautiful, and it's like, you do ask the strangest questions. I mean, I remember someone like you on the boat. He was the thinking sort of fellow, right? He would always go out on the deck at night, always willing to take the third shift watch.
Mm.
Stars. And it was a joy to take the watch with him. And he would ask strange questions like that as we looked at the stars and pointed out all the different constellations, and he didn't ask a question like that. He asked, old salts like me don't want to recall old times with old friends. You
Why
wouldn't know
ever
them
not?
anyway. What?
Why wouldn't you want to recall those past stories, those old scars? You're dented iron like this battleship. Why wouldn't you want to remember?
I guess. Because sometimes those old scars are the kinds that run deep, and remembering them just opens them up for no reason whatsoever. He was a
So-
beautiful sort.
Mm.
I put it to you. And he laughs to kind of like, like slough off that somber mood. What makes you beautiful then?
What makes me beautiful? My generosity. I'm a giver, you see, James. And as I do with everyone that I meet, I offer you a gift, an opportunity. Breathe deep the ocean air. Feel it in the tufts of your hair. Feel the creak beneath your feet. Do you want to leave this? Do you want to go back to that hospital to languish away, looking at an ocean you'll never touch again?
No. That's a doom that I never expected would come to me. I always thought of myself as the old sea dog that would die among the salt and the waves.
And what would you give for that freedom? And Felix will just rest a hand on his shoulder.
I don't know if I would give anything at all. They don't really notice me much. I'm just another mouth to feed. I could just stay here. I could just walk away, I suppose.
You could. You could find people who find camaraderie in your character, in your history. Felix will hold up an empty hand and then flourish the dice that they were playing with before. You could find a brotherhood.
Old sea dogs like me are either dead or they're languishing in the places that you just saw.
You could go to a crossroads and make a new choice.
What kind of choice?
Why don't I show you? And I think I'm going to recruit this guy as a follower.
Okay. How do you get James to debase himself? And what does the scar on your reflection look like?
Oh, I have to scar my reflection while I'm making a follower? I'm offering it to him. I'm not forcing him.
Gotcha. Okay, this is if you are asking him to do something. Is that what happens with Giveth? I always forget. Like, how this works.
So it says that I just say that someone is secretly one of my worshippers.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I'm giving this guy an option between, hey, do you want to exist in this hospital or do you want to join my secret best friend's cult?
I mean, if you're activating your move, at any time you can declare that a side character is secretly one of your worshippers. Describe how the side character subtly or not so subtly debases themselves before you in a scene, then scar your reflection. So if you are declaring James Allardyce, the Elder, to be your worshipper, then you must do those two things.
Must. Okay.
Yeah. It's only if whenever you make a gift of something from your personal quarters to a worshipper, they will do exactly as you say, no questions asked, up to and including destroying themselves. And then if you demand information from them, it may come in the form of a clue at the keeper's discretion. So that's like the furthering of Giveth. So in a way, it kind of gives you a clue for free if you give them something from whatever. I mean, like, this gift that you're giving, I mean, like, I'll accept as the gift, but I mean, like, again, you still have to do tell me how they're debasing themselves, and you have to scar your reflection to do it.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll scar my reflection. I will adopt James Allardyce as my follower.
Okay.
And I will bestow onto him the bone dice that we were playing with.
Absolutely.
and I tell him to reveal all.
Okay.
And I think the debasement is him just falling to his knees and weeping.
Yeah.
This old, strong sailor that has been through so much, just losing control and feeling that bit of personal vulnerability and empathy with the person he met like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And the masterwork shifts. We see at the edge of these mountains of wealth, there is the back of a sailor, and you can't quite tell what age the sailor is. You can't tell if they're old or young. You can't even tell if there's just one of them. They're overlaid in such a way. And the figure is looking away from Felix and at a small, indistinguishable photo. And I think we pull away from there, from the whippet, with the weeping sailor and Felix looking down, offering a helping hand.
Yeah. I think there are a couple of things that happen, actually. So I think when he lifts his eyes to you and you see the shining glassy eyes, as he cries and thinks of something, you see something reflected in his eyes, and it's a vision of sorts that getting him to you know, in being one of your worshipers or something like that. It's almost like you have some sort of like psychic tie or something like that that allows you to see this, but it's a part of a memory that he doesn't even remember he remembers. And it looks like in his eyes an odd lump of star metal, greasy and iridescent, colonized by bright coral. And then I just realized it's like because you bumped it up to a 10, you do get a clue for that. So I'm giving you a clue for Giveth, and I'm also giving you a clue for the info move going up to a 10. See it shift into, and mind you, I'm adjusting this clue because it looks different in the actual clue. But I think in this odd lump of star metal, it's almost like you're delving deep into this vision as he sees it, but in the star metal itself, in its iridescence and coral, you see it glow and start to pulse, and then you see overlaid, or maybe deep down into it as you go deeper into this vision, you see what look like star charts from the perspective of a radically different time or place. And you being the god Felix, it's like you can see so many different layers to that, a different perspective to that, and that's why you're able to see it. So, and that's what you get out of mean times. And he just, again, looks at you, and just as he clasps your hand and you're seeing these visions, it's like there's a pulse, and he's saying some things. Maybe you don't quite hear them as he's murmuring them, but, you know, as you're coming out of the vision, like, you start to hear it, and he says, "We saw them together. We saw them in the stars. We saw them looking out into the sea, and it was almost like looking into the mirror of the deep. They were down there, but up there as well. What does it mean? And why? Why does it haunt me and call me back?"
And Felix remains silent and reflective upon this groveling. That remains to be seen. Felix doesn't have answers for him.
But he'll still clasp your hand
And Felix will allow it.
as your lifeline, and continue to cry quietly as he's thinking about these memories.
Hmm.
And we're going to close out a day phase at this point because I want to get into to see what you guys want to do about dusk and night. I want to allow time to figure out what you guys want to do. So let's look at the reference sheet for the dusk phase. So the way it works now is that the players may attempt to answer a question if you have collected enough clues and wish to do so. What do you want to do? Spider Silk at 10 clues. Meantime's now at 8 clues. Or 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 8 clues to explain. Order of Azure Eyes remaining at 1 and Pinkerton now at 3. So, yeah. You can answer a question. What do you want to do?
Meantimes?
Meantimes.
Okay. Let's look at the clues because I see a lot of TBDs here, all right? So,
Yes.
clues. Visitors from another time and or place. Strangely glowing lights in the sky. TBD from Ellie Mordecai. Vulnerable scene discussing your visions. Significant scientific discovery. TBD Isaac and Mordecai. A preserved sample of a deep-sea creature deteriorating in the low pressure of the surface. An odd lump of star metal, greasy and iridescent, colonized by bright coral, and star charts from the perspective of a radically different time or place. Theories.
I mean, I think the whippet crossed some
wait.
kind of...
Which question are you answering? The 4 or the 6?
Oh, right.
Gotta
You're
establish
right.
that first.
What did they learn from the material? Okay. Yeah, I think I would go for the 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think he discovered from this material that was from another time and place. However, it got over, and the power it holds is that it allows it to cross between these mostly timelines, but also dimensional lines. And that's what happened here with the whippet. And the poor James Allardyce kind of got split in the middle, not in the middle, and 2/3, basically.
Oh
right?
my God, amazing.
By this
Okay,
whole thing.
okay.
And poor
okay.
Dr. Fisher got caught in a loop, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah, yes.
To his
And as long
detriment.
and since the materials still hang somewhere around there, that's what causes these time dilations, because it hasn't been properly contained. Right, it is out of whack, it is out of the lines, the chaos is seeping through, and you'd have to do something about it. Yeah, so that is the answer to that, and now we need to contain it and safely store it, which is fine, which we can probably do. But yeah, and we have a couple of
Yeah, try to like incorporate like what kind of clues do you want to create, and then how do you want to incorporate them into your theory?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had most of the clues in the theory, and there's the preserved sample of the deep sea creature, which probably didn't come willingly. That was probably drawn in by accident. I would suppose it was kind of drawn in by accident, but as long as the door is kind of still open, we might do something with that, like create a connection there and try to shunt the whole mess off into some of these deep sea creatures, I guess.
Unless the deep sea creature is like, an evidence of, when the doors are open, it's from the portal being opened, and then it just it might have gotten split because it got caught in the opening and closing.
Yeah, that's the theory, that this deep sea creature is destroyed by whatever the whippet did with this material and needs to be put back into whack. And I think for the whole how to do that, we might use the TBDs, actually.
Okay.
Maybe the fact that I was seeing the future while Felix was seeing the past might give Mordecai some kind of idea of the shape and or boundaries of the effect that would allow you to construct a containment or something.
Yeah, I mean, we could do some kind of, maybe even some kind of ritual if we acquire this stuff first, I guess, and do then use the fact that Felix past, you future, which kind of tracks, might be used in some kind of ritual, and then we'd have to use the clue from me and Isaac's vulnerable scene to figure out what that thing actually is, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we haven't actually said what it is, just
yes, that it is.
just
Yeah.
its
Yes, we can.
significance.
And you don't
think-
necessarily have to like say exactly. I mean, like maybe it'll be more of a like a pointer to how to contain it. Maybe I mean like
have an idea.
something magical because you
I have
both
an
are
idea.
you and Isaac are both magical. I don't know, whatever.
I have an idea. We need Isaac and Acheron. They're also split. That is perfect. We need the Allardyces, all of them, because they are also split across timelines, like Isaac and Acheron are. And that
I don't
might
think
be.
that's how that works, but okay.
I mean, no, your split is totally different because you're cursed, but it is. It is
Yeah,
in
magic. Listen, I trust you. Whatever you say, boss.
I mean, it's magic that split them apart across these lines, and to align these lines, we might need all three of them to put them in a place. Like we have a past, and Felix can get the past one because he's actually one of your worshippers.
Yeah, I'll go.
already,
Listen,
right?
I'll go pick up the 13-year-old from daycare or something like.
Yeah.
Oh
so
my
we need,
God! What?
I mean, we need. No, Felix.
A lot
You
of
get the
things
old.
wrong with that sentence.
Felix, you get the old one. Ellie needs to get the young one.
Okay.
Because Ellie saw the future. And then somebody else can get the present day one. And then we can put them in together and we can try to fix the anomaly by magic because that's
Make
how
some portal
you fix
soup.
problems. Yeah, that's how you
some,
fix
some
problems.
mirror type stuff. Who cares?
Yes.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dr. Fisher learned the means to cross the border between dimensions induced by the star metal. Various ill effects resulted from a lack of containment with the HMS Whippet at the epicenter. Okay.
Sounds
Sounds
pretty
like
solid
a
to me.
solid theory to me.
Yeah. I mean, like that sounds like it works. Now, who the hell is gonna roll? I think one of them has to be at least like, Sabine. If not both of the dice have to be Sabine. So, what's that put us at for bonus?
+2, I think.
Plus
+2.
Yeah.
Plus
Yeah,
2.
it's a 6 and we have 8 clues, so yeah, it's +2.
Yeah.
I will roll one die, but I've talked enough. Somebody else can roll the other die. I think Felix had in his worship show.
Oh, all right. I do have a vested interest in this whole thing, I guess.
Yeah, so.
All right.
All right. Oh.
That ain't good.
Oh shit. Okay, Felix is.
Okay. We've got a 4. We need the 3 here, right? That's gonna be 4. It's a 5.
All right, good.
Okay, 7
Gaming.
plus
Get a
2
9.
is a 9. Okay.
Yay. We did it.
Well, I mean, there's a complication.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be more dangerous than you
We
think.
take those.
Yes.
True.
Yep. Okay, so. Oh boy. Yeah, so night phase, you plan on trying to.
There's. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's see. Let's just look at this question again. Okay, so resolve the threat by containing the temporal anomaly so the material can be removed safely for storage or research. Okay, so you have to figure out how you're going to resolve the threat by trying to get to this anomaly thing, to get past the anomaly thing, to get the material removed and stored for research. Okay? So, given that, come up, figure out your plan, like what you think you're planning on doing. It's going to be goddamn dangerous because, as we know, time fucks with you all. So, this is going to be fun. I can't wait. Yeah. All right.
One other thing we have to do in dusk phase before we
I
hit
know.
night, though.
I know we're not even there yet. I have only gotten
Okay,
to.
okay.
There's 3 parts to Dusk Phase. I've only gotten through
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Part 2. Part 2.
Oh,
Resolve
I
any
mean-
playbook moves or special moves that are resolved during Dusk
Oh
Phase.
no. As to the how to get past the anomaly, I mean, maybe we can use the Allardyces to stick the anomaly in place and then move on. Like we start with the past James Allardyce sends here, we go on, present, and then we need the future, we need to stick the young one, and then we go to
Love it.
with the middle one to the center, and then I do a ritual because then I get
Think
XP.
of these things.
I mean-
I love this shit. Yeah. Like I love this plan. I love how this plan is coming together. My
Wait,
God.
wouldn't the old one be the future?
I would have seen the old one as the past, actually.
Well,
Figure it out. You've got time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
we're not going to do it right now, for sure. Okay. So, or we might. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Resolve any playbook moves or special moves that get resolved during Dusk Phase.
Hey, Ellie, do you want a security like insurance policy so that you don't go wild with the quickening? Do you want to just have a quick chat, quick touch, quick hello, how you doing?
Double checking. I've already done the easy consequence, so I'd either be becoming a worshiper or taking a permanent condition if I use it.
Yeah. These are 2 completely acceptable consequences when the alternative is turning into an uncontrollable monstrosity.
Seemed pretty controllable last time.
Oh,
I
You
also
know,
have
I know
masks.
you get one,
just-
right?
you
I
still
You
forgot.
have
only
your
get that
masks
once.
left,
Just
come on.
once,
Yep.
and then just masks after that. Oh,
Yeah, but you
oh.
still
I've
have
got-
masks, come on.
I have masks.
okay. You got masks.
I have
Oh.
masks.
Okay.
Just a friendly offer from your
yeah, I
local
don't
Friendly,
blame
you.
local, best friend's
wait,
cult leader.
Wait. I'm also going to be a kind GM. Damn me. I want to point out, please let me point out that nobody has used the Mask of the Clock yet.
Yeah.
Let me
Right.
point out that if you have not used the Mask of the Threat, you can apply it to up the tier of the roll.
And we don't all have to mark a mask. We can just mark the Mask of the Clock and we bump it up.
Yep. You still all have to do it, of course.
Yeah.
You all still have to
Right.
do the mask. But
Are there any other masks associated with the other threats? Because I
Mhm.
lost. I lost the. I know there's the Mask of Glamour and the Mask of the Clock.
Yes, there
yeah,
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should maybe use these, right?
yes, the only one that does
Occasionally.
not, the only threat does not have a current threat mask associated with it is the Pinkerton. Everything else has
Okay.
a threat mask that apparently has not been fucking used.
We've
After
all
Eyes
forgot.
doesn't have the description on
I
it.
forgot to put
Well-
that in there because nobody's pulled on it yet. But I mean,
That's
it's fine.
fair. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, I think I will plan on using Mask of the Clock if this roll does not go well.
Yeah. Okay.
Is my bandage condition going to give me disadvantage?
Well, hold on a second. So, no, like I want to just clarify. If the Mask of the Clock has not been used, I mean, the Mask of the Threat has not been used, you can apply it towards the answer the question for the threat.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
Well,
meant.
I'll use one of my personal masks
Yeah,
on my roll if need
is what I'm
be.
saying.
So if we turn the answer the question to a 10,
yeah.
does that mean like the whole thread is resolved and maybe we take a Hargrave House night? Oh, darn.
Correct.
Oh,
Is
So,
that dead?
so you can pull. You can. I mean, like I allowed it for the other group because they rolled really well. Like they rolled the frickin' 14.
Then
So,
we could use the Mask of the Clock now to bump the
Bump it
line.
to
We roll to a
10.
10.
and I'm happy to let you do the same thing. I mean, because again, when have I followed rules? It's all right.
Sounds good.
So
love
again,
it.
you can do a Hargrave House night phase to save yourself a little bit of trouble, but you'll still have to narrate like what the solution looks like. So we'll do it back and forth, and I'll explain how that looks. Like
But
after
because-
we go through the full on thing, and I'll tell you something. Like even though the other group had their American like have the 12 plus result on their quickening roll, I mean, they still managed to incorporate that into their narration for the resolution of the threat. So it's not like it was completely lost, right? So if you roll really well, it's still fine.
Okay.
So
I'm allowing that if you want to pull that thing. But again, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it if
Right.
the Mask of the Clock is not used before the end of the resolution. So you can choose to use it to bump it up to a 10 and then just make your life easier, or you can wait and see what the fuck happens for a complete resolution of the night phase.
So
Yeah.
to clarify,
You still have to narrate the clock mask. Yes, you all do. Yes.
So to clarify, we mark the clock mask,
Yep.
bump up the answer to a 10.
Correct.
Then our next night phase is, because we get like the full answer, we don't have to go through a dangerous
Correct.
night phase.
You still have to have somewhat of a plan, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the Hargrave House prompts to each of you, and I'm also going to assign a segment where you each describe what your character is doing for the night phase towards the resolution of the threat. What this does is will still allow you to perform some kind of echo of the night. See, I'm really kind GM. You got to give me some props here, all right? Come on. And then you're able to still resolve the threat, and you're able to get the rewards not only from the threat resolution, but also whatever is unlocked with the Hargrave House night phase. So
Okay.
everybody
Thank
wins, including
Sounds
me, because
good.
I get to watch to see how the hell you
Yeah.
decide to do this.
Yes, and if Ellie rolls badly now, she can use the clock from one of the other threats if she needs to, right? The glamour.
Well,
or
if
the
I roll
viruses.
badly, I can just use one of mine,
Yeah.
as
sure.
far as I'm concerned, and then hold
Yes.
the threat
Mhm.
clocks.
Yeah.
Or threat masks for
Mhm.
threat related things.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So then
Nice.
Do you choose to use the Mask of the Clock to up?
Mhm.
Okay, so that means the Mask of the Clock ups your result to a 10. Mask of the Clock, everybody does it. So, Mask of the Clock, each hunter narrates a flashback to a pivotal moment in their past. What would they have done differently if given another chance? Do they regret the choice they made? Think on it. You don't have to do it now, obviously, but I will expect to hear it next time. For sure. All right? And so that brings your total up to a 10, and we can totally discuss what this is going to look like for night phase itself. But let's resolve some playbook moves. All right,
Yes.
so American.
Does my bandage condition give me disadvantage?
You know what? I mean, I'm going to say no, because it's like, you're taking care of it. It's not like an emotional condition that will, like, fuck up your control. So
But
I'm going to say no.
my roll is with composure or sensitivity, not vitality. If it was a
Correct.
vitality
So-
roll, I would figure it would.
Oh yes,
definitely
absolutely.
apply.
So I mean, like, because it affects neither of those stats, I'm going to say no. You're actually fine this time. Oh boy.
Okay.
So decide, composure or sensitivity.
Sensitivity. Okay. Drum roll, please.
That's
Yeah, well, that's not great.
what an interesting number.
Mhm.
A 4. A 4.
What
I haven't lost
what is
the
that?
bat since the 3. What the hell?
So that's gonna be my next Mask of the Past.
Oh my
That's a
freaking
4.
gods! What the bloody hell is going the fuck on? Oh god. Okay. Sure.
Ellie is going through it. That's all there is to it. Ellie is going through it lately.
See, this is what happens when you avoid talking to people you should be talking to.
Yeah, probably. Have I ever said Ellie did anything other than fuck up her own life?
All I'm saying is maybe Witch Dice is telling you. Maybe you should be talking with Nate or Lansing or I don't know.
Or
You know what? You know what? I'm even gonna. Just for funsies.
oh boy.
Just for funsies. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm gonna take this role. I just want to see what happens. What if, just what if, Ellie decides to talk to Mrs. Pemberton Potts? Would she talk with Mrs. Pemberton Potts?
She would rather talk to Nate
Okay.
than Mrs.
Okay.
Pemberton Potts
Fair.
about
So
anything personal.
okay, so she would talk to Nate. Okay, fine. Now, knowing that, go ahead and make the roll again. I'm not saying I'm going to take that roll result, but I just want to see. So, Witch Dice, she's going to talk to Nate. 7.
Better.
What I say. I love you, Witch Dice. You totally read it correctly. What I say. So. Yeah. So, anywho.
So Ellie owes 2 masks, the mask of the clock and the mask of the past.
Correct.
Yep.
So.
I think everyone owes 2 clocks besides me, right? 2 masks. 2 masks. Don't you?
I narrated mine.
Oh, you narrate.
Yeah, because it was like
yeah, okay.
Felix was in the moment.
Right, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, and Acheron only owes the one mask, I think, right? Or did you use a mask for the other thing, for the getting caught by Taggard? Whoops.
I mean, he didn't get his throat slit, so I guess he did.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So 2 masks from Acheron. Yep. Alrighty. And of course, Acheron changes into eyes. I think you do get a chance to get home, and I don't know how you detail it to your brother, but boy, howdy, yeah. Yeah. So, quick change, and we see Isaac now, back at Hargrave House and such. Part 3 of Dusk. Players decide if they're going to have a London night phase or a Hargrave House night phase. So, are we going with this plan? So we're going to go with, because of the 10, we're going to go with just a narration of the plan to resolve meantimes, and then do the Hargrave House night phase, yeah? So the way it's going to work is that, let me look at the Hargrave House room that I'm going to pick first, and then I will space it out accordingly. Okay. All right. We're going to use the map room since we're talking about other worlds and shit. All right. Rich wood-paneled chamber, thick with the scent of pipe tobacco, aged parchment, and leather upholstery. Curios from across the globe line a grand fireplace mantel. Ivory statuettes, intricate scrimshaw, devilish masks. A complex orrery sits on display, tracking not planets, but the metaphysical positions of parallel worlds. Its accompanying placard is engraved with a warning, "Do not touch." Paint the scene, okay? So we've got the first prompt and so on and so forth. So let's see, hold on. Let's go ahead and now paint the scene. Instead of being to everybody, it's just going to be to one player, and I will assign the prompts accordingly. Oh, wait, hold on. Next week is, Mike, you're not here next week? Is that the case?
Yeah.
God dang it. All right.
And then I'm gone for the next 3 sessions.
Ah! Ooh.
Sorry.
My gosh. All right. Okay. I'll change that since we're only dealing with 3 players next week. It'll be, paint the scene will be everyone. Sorry. Base that down. Second prompt is still Sabine. Third prompt is going to be Chris. Sabine, Chris, Kathleen. All right. And then I will do... Next week is not November 1st, is it? No, it's not. Okay. Just remind me of like who's gone for when to make
Yeah,
sure that I
I'll
know.
I'll write it in the chat, and I'll say it before the November 1st happened. Just
Okay.
like a-
And then I will put out a list of how the prompts, the narrative prompts are going to go. So this way, like, everybody will get a chance to narrate a part that they'll start us off, like how the resolution will go, like each of their parts, or like what they think will happen. And then, like, maybe we'll end with everybody doing a paint the scene of like how it completely resolves, and how it climaxes accordingly. And then we're just going to go back and forth. So everybody has an opportunity to do a way to do an echo of the night. So you can kind of like fit in what you think will happen, or like some thematic, some sensual details to go either way, either the Hargrave House or the narration of the resolution. Okay, so you'll still have the opportunity to fulfill that particular dawn question, and I'll write that out into the offline chat. Okay, that's dusk phase. When you're done with the Hargrave House night phase, then you will unlock a move. Yeah, you will unlock a move that you will have, just like the other custom moves that are available to Hargrave House. As rewards and such. Okay, so we'll go over that when we finish that particular phase. Since we're still in dusk phase, and I know this is not normal, but again, when do I follow rules? Blah blah blah. If anybody wants to instigate some sort of vulnerable move at this juncture with whomever they're playing at this point, please do. Perfectly happy to indulge in a vulnerable move like for the last few minutes before going into Stars and Wishes. So does anybody want to vulnerable move the to close out this particular phase?
Before we do that, I have a question. Does the man in the sun mask count as a dark entity?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Because I have the question mark, dawn question mark. Did I encounter a dark entity?
He's kind of, I've always found him to be slightly neutral and dark, depending on what you think of what he says. So
I don't know.
Don't know.
That's fine. I'm not sure either. He's certainly not dark, but he's also not. He's not a normal person.
No, he's not.
He is very, very weird.
Very strange. Yes, absolutely. So, I'm okay with a loose interpretation of such.
Okay.
So that you bring up a good point, though. So, for the past day phase, so if you look at your questions, your elective dawn questions, if you feel like you've pulled off one of those things right now, go ahead and check them off. So this way, don't put in the advancement check off yet, but just to mark off your elective dawn questions to say that you did it, so you don't forget. Okay. And then I guess we'll just go into a Stars and Wishes if you don't want to pull off any vulnerable moves. So yeah.
I don't know.
I think I've had my quota of vulnerability for the day.
Aw, nobody wants to stop by and see what's going on? Okay, all right, fine.
I'm
Seems
walking around
private.
with too many conditions, but when I describe Ellie as being one raw nerve at the moment, that's pretty much accurate.
I could stand to certainly have
Okay.
a vulnerable move. However, Ellie and I already did that.
Well-
and I don't want to double dip with 10 minutes left in the session.
That's, you do what you want to do. It's like, if you got to do it, do it. And it doesn't have to be with Ellie. It could be with somebody else. It's not a big deal.
Or we could. If you need one,
Because this is Isaac.
it's Isaac. It's not Acheron.
Oh, it
now,
is Isaac.
So
I don't. In that case, I do not need one.
I think you do have a condition, though, don't you?
Do I?
Or do
Yes, Isaac does.
Isaac does.
you? I noticed
Costs
that earlier
of the
today.
life.
That
So does
Isaac did.
Acheron. Both
Right,
of them
yeah.
do have a condition.
Yes,
Yeah.
they both do. Either way.
I leave it in your hands. I'm
I just don't want to double dip the scene.
Never consider it that way. Come on. This is like, we're drama llamas here. We're okay with this.
okay.
Yeah, no,
Might as
but
well.
also.
We can make it short.
Honestly, I'd do it next week, but not right now.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
getting hungry.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, stars and wishes then. You know how this works. You know, gameplay, roleplay each other, like for things that you liked, and then of course wishes what you'd like to see for next time or the future. You know, like my God, session 20. Oh
That was the
God.
last session of the other game,
Mm.
and that felt interminable.
Well, that's because you were also like, you know, from like practically the very beginning of that first
Oh, I know.
series of mine,
It's
Chris.
my session, what, 6?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
So I mean, yeah. But also too, I mean, like, you know, haven't really had an opportunity to have a full on cycle in any of my current sessions. I mean, if I have, then they've been breakneck. I mean, like, they haven't been any true,
Yeah.
what I would consider a true
What's it
cycle.
for if not hamming it up?
I know. I mean, like, this is me we're talking about. I totally appreciate you guys for giving me all the drama, all the tea, all the things that I love about the characters. So yes, please bring it on. Yeah. So whomever wants to start.
I can
Stars.
start.
Yep.
Stars. This is another great session. Stars all around. Felix, I just liked the tension of our little exchange of, you know, it being clear that this could be an ongoing thing. And Ellie's native caution just rebelling.
Mhm.
It's not impossible that she'll break at some point. At this point, no.
You got plenty of
But
masks. You're fine for now.
fine for now. Fine. It's not as if I'm burning through masks at a horrifying rate.
Mhm.
Not at all. I really had I I liked the scene, the vulnerable scene with Isaac or with Acheron. I'm gonna get this right one of these days.
Me too.
Because the fact that you took it in a, well, that sounds kinky kind of direction of just so not the way Ellie thinks of any of this, and so alien. Like, are you hearing what I am saying? What?
Yeah, no, sorry. The twins trapped in the fairy tale situation kind of have a thing for symbolism.
Oh yeah, no, no. As a player, fantastic. Ellie, deeply disturbed.
Hell yeah.
Mordecai just being very Mordecai. In some ways, my favorite Mordecai moment of the session was just the in the chat comments about what's wrong with keeping a lot of chicken bones around. That's useful. That's perfectly reasonable.
You have to clean them, though. I mean, there is a lot. There is a lie.
Marvelous. And Mads, I really loved the poor stuffy hotel manager having to deal with full bore Ellie. Ellie deciding to just cut loose and, okay, fine. People think of me as American and therefore they have expectations. Fine. Uh Besides, she sort of figured that Taggart was probably already rubbing him the wrong way by being Taggart. So the more friction she could put on that sore point, the better. But I really enjoyed that scene.
I can jump. Oh,
Oh.
after you.
I'll go because
Okay,
I only have one, which is congratulations to all of us on Taggart's fucking hotel room. It was so funny. We really painted a picture of that man, and it is grim, and I love it so much. That's it. That's my star.
I can go. I've stars for everyone. Sabine, I enjoy that Mordecai is beginning to lean more into the parallel reality, like esoteric stuff. Uh, it was really cool to see that interaction with bonding, honestly, with the man in the sun mask as fellow arcane weirdos. One wish that I have is to see more of the parallels between him and Raphael, especially if he's gonna start collecting other students and just sort of see if Mordecai goes down that same route and establishes Coven 2.0, or if he's able to resist. Like, I think that would be an interesting development. And if not, just continue doing you. You're awesome. Uh I enjoyed the slapstick at the Langham. Uh between Ellie, I'm just a humble American, let me brandish my pistols, and Acheron, which room was I supposed to break into, right? Um it was very funny in an unexpected way. Uh Mads, one wish I have is to go and clown on that hotel manager. I would like to go there as Felix and just absolutely ruin that man's day and career. My star for you, Mads, was giving the space and the dignity for James Allardyce Sr. In previous times, like he's just kind of been like, I'm an old sailor. Nobody really wants to talk at long length with me, but being able to like see him slowly restored. And then the tension at the end of that scene. I think somebody wrote that Felix was making a very good argument for, what if you just walked into the ocean and never came back? I was so tempted. I was so tempted to Mark Giveth and just be like, if I convince this man to walk into the sea, can I justify getting rid of Most Beloved? Um, uh, but
You could have. You totally could have.
the move requires
That
vitality,
would have
and
been a turn.
it would have been, but I
Yeah.
like the idea of Felix just having like that little bit of, because we've seen him like clown on people and sort of
Yes.
entice them with the like, you could be rich, you could be powerful, but to be able to see the other side of it
Yeah.
in the, this guy doesn't have anything to give, and Felix is still like, you still have who you are. There is a chance for a new start, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to express that.
And all
Absolutely.
of that came out of Felix, quote, feeling like he isn't the center of attention for the first time in perhaps a century.
Amazing, right? It's just like so beautiful. It was such a great moment.
All right. So yeah, you all said all the good stars, I think, but I just love the session. I love Felix being sensitive and actually kind of like he cared or something, and then turning it around, of course, to make that guy grovel at his feet. That was Felix. And I loved Ellie being the American playing around with her gun and messing up. Yeah. Yeah, I always had this idea of this lady with a small dog we postulated in the background where she's holding the dog like, no, Fluffy, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. And I also love the hotel room scene. I mean, yes, that hotel room was such a mess. And and the whole how Acheron tried to smooth him and fast talk him. You could just see the con man there. You could just see the con man. I love that. And Matt's a special star for you playing the man in the sun mask with this the hiding of the eyes. That was great. That made me feel like I was really talking to this really weird person. So yeah, and also stars for all of us. No, for coming up A with the answer pretty quickly, and B for the whole rule wrangling that we did, so we can do a Hargrave House night scene without using impetus. That was great. And an additional star for whoever remembered that we have red masks. I think it was Matt's. Yeah, because I forgot. And they are also juicy. I love them. So
Okay, was that everybody? All right. Yeah, so basically, yeah, everybody took all the fun, good stars, and yeah, I mean, like there were some really awesome opportunities for me to have some good NPC character moments, which I always appreciate, and I love being able to respond to each of you in that way when I get to, um, you know, show who these NPCs are, like where the NPCs actually live and breathe, and it's easy to show that because you guys respond in such great and organic ways. So thank you very much for allowing that to happen. Um, and again, you've mentioned all your own particular stars, and especially the situational stars of like just the goofiness of like, all right, Ellie's causing distraction, and Acheron's got to like try to figure out like where the hell Taggard is, and also the room itself is just, oh God, such a disgusting joy forever. Oh my God. Again, that is like the worst I have ever heard Taggart's room being described in all the times that I've run the between. And that's a lot. So I'm like, holy crap. Amazing. And yeah, so I really don't have much more stars than you guys have already said, and I look forward to seeing what you end up doing with the Strange Night phase. So the other group already did it, and hopefully this will work out as well for you all for next time as well. And I'll explain more of it when we go offline. Um, and yeah, I always like enjoy doing. I have my favorites, as you all know. So I have my favorites to embody, and the Man in the Sun Mask is one of them. And yeah, I don't know if I ever changed them very much. So I mean, like I think only Chris and Mike have seen my versions, my previous versions of them. So I don't know if he's changed much from that iteration or those iterations. But you know, regardless, I mean, he is one of my favorites to portray, and I will continue to like you know, showing how strange he is, and it's a lot of fun. So, given that, you guys have a wonderful week. Happy gaming to you all, and I will see you next time that I see you, depending on whenever you're back for a gaming session. God dang it. So,
Yes,
bye.
thanks for running, Matt. Bye.
Thank you.